Hello, everyone. It's a late night, and this is Natalie from Peg City Lovely, live on location, of course, at Blistum, Canada. And I'm very privileged, very honored to have this man sitting beside me, Mr. Ryan Hamilton, one of three co-founders of The Life of Dad. If you are not following them, you need to follow them now. It's an amazing show, and I'm just here to kind of talk to Ryan and have a little sense of what what Blistum did for him this year, and why he's here, and how it affected his experiences with Life of Dad, and what he plans on doing in the future. So, with that, I'll ask right now, what has this experience at Blistum made for you? What has it done for you?
Listum has been awesome. I go to a lot of these conferences. Speaking on different panels, and at this actually here at Blistum a keynote speech. Telling my life story and things like that. I think what Blistum did to me, and to distinguish Blistum from other events that I've seen, and kind of the blogging space and the parenting space, I think the founders of Blistum really wanted to kind of bring out the human aspect of things, and make people really proud of who they are, and kind of be bold and be you. I think, be proud, be bold, be you was the theme of their conference this year. And I think, unlike a lot of the other social media and blogger conferences that I've seen, they really, they focus on business and SEO strategy and Google Analytics, and, a lot of the, kind of business and blogging aspects of things. They really brought out kind of like a very human element to this, to inspire us, to make us kind of reconnect with who we are fundamentally as people, human beings. That when you really think about it, underlies all the business that we do. And I don't know, that I'm walking away from Blistum very inspired, and feeling very connected and very human, very centered after this experience. Very, very inspirational experience to me. And I think, Shannon and Jennifer should be extremely proud of what they've done here this weekend.
I would completely agree with your sentiments. I came to Blistum for my second time this year, and
My first time.
yeah, and
By far,
yes, blown away with the fact that I am being me. I am being bold. I am connecting with the people who have inspired me to do that within my blog, within my life. And I've made so many great connections, and conferences like this are needed. They're a staple part of this digital world. And so, Shannon and Jen, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes.
Give me an opportunity.
Someone like this guy right here, we're here at 1:30 in the morning just chatting it up, like in a robe and pajamas. Like, who does that? But it came to be for a reason. You know what I'm saying? So when you think of everything that that Blistum encompasses, and we talked about being you and the human side of things, what would be the one highlight that's something that you are just not going to forget about being here this weekend?
Wow. So many different, aspects and flavors and moments of this event. I don't know, there's something about that power hour that really struck a chord. I think, when anytime you walk into a room and there's tissues on the table, it's going to be hell after that, so, and by hell, I mean, absolute heaven. I mean, you hear, very, touching and heart-wrenching stories, very human stories, straight from the heart, straight from the gut, and you really can't, contest that. You really have to be open and receptive to anytime a human being opens themselves up and is vulnerable enough to share their reality. That's really probably tough for them to do, but B, very touching. It has to strike a chord. Anytime someone's vulnerable enough to do that, you've got to listen, and it's gonna strike some kind of chord with you. It's gonna touch you from the heart, from the soul, and it's gonna it's gonna jerk some tears out of you too. Um, Something about that power hour, which is no disrespect at all to all the different micro sessions that they had, all the different speakers that they had, and breakout sessions and workshops, and certainly the keynote. Oh my God, Derek um, Kayango that spoke that closed out the event. Um, my gosh, we ended the event, singing in Swahili. Who knows what you're gonna get from a Blistum, and every corner and every aspect of this event very inspirational, extremely inspirational. I recommend anybody, if you haven't been to Blistum, you don't know about Blistum, definitely check out Blistum. Check out Blistum Canada, and go check that out, and go attend. Pay the dollar, do whatever you can to come attend this event, because it will certainly change your life.
You just mentioned a few phrases I want to kind of pull back here and talk about. So you said inspirational numerous times. Okay. You said it struck a chord numerous times. So, and that's more on an emotional level, I would say. But on the business level side, on the learning side, on the fact that you have the Life of Dad show, what are you going to take away from this conference, which is primarily women, that you're going to take from this conference to incorporate into the Life of Dad show? What is a learning that you were inspired by, that struck a chord with you, that you're going to take to Life of Dad?
And you mentioned the fact that the audience here is predominantly women. I would estimate 95-97% are women here at Blistum. I would love to see more men here, more fathers representing. And I know it's traditionally a mother's, in a females kind of conference. But one big takeaway that we can take for Life of Dad is that, and to let everybody out there know that Life of Dad, 60% of our listenership, our readership, are women. So we intentionally come to events like this because we know that women they want to know what's on the mind of a father. Modern fatherhood isn't what it used to be back in the 70s and 60s, and we're not the Leave It to Beaver dad. We have new stories to tell, and from the business side, what I get from this, there were plenty of business. Especially in the micro session, you really get detailed in, how you can tweak your Google Analytics and SEO, and how to structure your content and your offerings and different things like that, and even how to kind of tweak what you do for social good. You're gonna get a little bit of everything from Blistum. So I take all of it. I take all of it away.
So let's continue on with the conversation about Blistum, and I just want to touch on something that it was noticeable to me, and something that I'm curious about your thoughts on as well is the component of diversity. And this conference, when I came last year, when I think of women in color, I think of a handful. Definitely this year more. Very happy to see that. You're here, man of color, right? This is
American man. Yeah.
yes,
Ferguson, Missouri.
yes. We'll get to that too.
I'm from Ferguson, Missouri, of all places in the world, in the universe. I'm from Ferguson, Missouri.
And when he told me that, I was like, "Are you okay?" That's what I said. Are you okay?
Jennifer and Shannon couldn't have planned this better. The whole Ferguson and Mike Brown shooting happened several months after I got invited to speak at this event. So, I've been formulating my speech for this for 4 or 5 months or something. But Mike Brown and the shooting and the whole hashtag Ferguson. I never thought growing up in Ferguson that we would ever be newsworthy for any reason, let alone internationally for all the wrong reasons. But yeah, it certainly gave me a lot to speak about this weekend. But you mentioned people of color, and I'm a black man, a man of color. The keynote speaker here was the closing keynote speaker here was a Kenyan man of color. And I think Bliston was very welcoming to all races and colors and creeds here. They really bring out that human element. But to kind of speak in the wider kind of industry that I see, we at Life of Dad focus on the dad blogging space, but I'm sure in the mom blogging space, is probably predominantly white. I know what we see in the dad blogger community is probably like 97%, white males in the community. I would love to see more black males step up into the community and start, blogging and podcasting about their lives as a father. So yeah, I'm glad you bring up the minority aspect of it. I would certainly like to see more representation there. But places like Bliston, very welcoming, very very open and inclusive event. I certainly never felt excluded whatsoever this weekend. I wonder what it would take. I think about this all the time as a co-founder of Life of Dad. What it's going to take to kind of get more black men involved in fatherhood, let alone father content creation, blogging, podcasting, video production. There's a fatherhood absence crisis going on in America. We're in Canada right now. We're in Toronto right now speaking. But I know in America, it's like, one in three households is absent a father. And it's actually even kind of like double that in Hispanic and African American communities. So it would be great to see more black men and minority men kind of step up and kind of get involved in their own households, let alone be so involved that would compel them to blog about it, write about it, share their positive story with the world, and hopefully, kind of encourage other men of all races, colors, and creeds to be present in their own households.
And it's such a strong, message, and today, this right here, right now, I've been online. I've been on the Life of Dad chats. I've participated. And so now here we are somewhat collaborating. And collabo, I'm like, by the way, you're going to get an interview, whether you want it or not. And so here we are with a collabo together. And who knows what that could bring. But here we are together because of Bliston, because of this conference, and because of the fact that we have that drive, we have that energy, we've been inspired at Bliston to do this. So, again, a huge thank you to Shannon and Jen for putting this stage together, because this may not have happened outside of anything else, right?
Yeah, thanks, a million. Thanks infinitely to Shannon Mischik and Jennifer Powell for setting up this awesome event. The whole Bliston team has been incredible. I will keep on coming to Bliston for as long as you all keep having it. So,
And we'll be very happy to have you.
Absolutely. It's very good to be here. Awesome to share my story with the world, and keep rocking.
That's it. Keep rocking. Be you. Be bold. Enjoy. Be brave. Be authentic. Be genuine. Just be yourself. And everything else falls into place. So, much love from me, Peg City Lovely, and Mr. Ryan Hamilton, co-founder of Life of Dad Show. And safe travels.
Yes, absolutely.
Right?
Headed back to D.C. tomorrow morning, so thank you. It's in the, I got to get past the customs and the TSA and all that stuff. And yeah. God bless the pilot who's going to get me home safely. So thank you, everybody. This has been the most incredible weekend of my life.
There's nothing more to say, folks. Thank you all for listening and watching, and we'll see you again soon.